Hey guys, thanks so much for joining in on another Kinney video. My name is Maggie and I'm one of the practicum students at the Kinney Center. So because today is Friday, we are doing a recreational game. So today we are going to go over how to bowl. Bowling is such a fun sport because you don't only get to learn all the different talents and all the different skills of bowling, but you also get to learn so many different life lessons. So one of those life lessons includes taking turns. So in bowling, we learn how to take turns because we are able to bowl as a team and everyone gets to take a turn, so it's important that we all get to have fun by taking our turns and going one at a time. In bowling, you also learn about sportsmanship. With sportsmanship, we learn how to be nice to each other, how to cheer each other on, even when it's not our turn. We can cheer each other on by congratulating them when they do well, or if they don't do too well, tell them it's okay and that they get to go again so next time they can do better. Another life lesson that we can use through bowling and all the skills we learn in bowling is about respect. Respect is really fun and really important to learn in bowling because we want to remember that when we're all bowling at the same time, and it's important that we're all having fun and we're cheering each other on. So that way, even if someone doesn't do too well in their turn, it's okay, and just let them know that they have a whole nother turn and they can do better next time. Another life lesson we learn is about achievement. So with achievement in bowling, you guys get to experience a whole sense of accomplishment and confidence for having mastered a new game. Bowling is a tough skill to learn, so once you do learn bowling and how to learn it, it's fun because you not only get to have a new activity to do, but you also get to get excited that you did well when you knocked down as many pins as you did. Before we start bowling, there are some rules that we have to go over to make sure that everyone has fun by following these rules. So the first rule is to remember that only one person gets to bowl at a time. So if we're all up there, we're rolling our balls, it might start to get a little chaotic, a little hectic, so it's important that we take our turns and let each other go one at a time. Also, a strike is when you knock down all of the pins in one roll. So that means that on your first try, you're able to get all the pins to fall over once the ball hits them. A spare is similar to a strike, but a spare is when you knock down all the pins in two rolls. So it's still so great when you get a spare, but a spare is when it takes 2 times to knock down all the pins. Another bowling rule is to have good sportsmanship. So like we said earlier, sportsmanship is so important because when everyone has good sportsmanship, we all get to have so much fun by cheering each other on. The last rule is to remember that everyone's allowed to play. So whoever wants to play, you can play with as many people as you want. You can play with any family, any friends, but along with good sportsmanship, we want to make sure that everyone's having a good time and everyone's happy when they're playing. So if someone looks like they're just sitting over there and they're a little bored, why don't you go over and ask them if they want to play as well. Bowling is such a fun activity to do because you can do it with however many people you want. You can do it with your family or your friends. You can also do it inside or you can do it outside. And you don't need that many materials to play it with, and you can use those materials with different things around the house, and there's no specific thing that you're really going to need. So because we are home and we are not at a bowling alley, we may not have the exact materials that you would use normally for bowling, like a bowling pin, but that's okay because you can use whatever kinds of pins that you want. I am going to use some water bottles, but if you want, you can even use some lotion containers. So now we're going to go over all of the materials that you're going to need to play bowling. So first, we should go ahead and we're going to go and get our pins that we're going to use. It can be anything from around the house. I know what I'm going to use today is I have some water bottles that I'm going to use to knock down with the ball when I gently roll it. So if you don't have water bottles, you can go ahead and you can use some bottles from lotion containers or maybe conditioner or shampoo. There's really nothing specific. You can use your imagination on whatever you want to use. You are also going to need 10 of these pins, so they don't all have to be the same necessarily. They don't have to be the same water bottles or the same kind of container. It's okay if they're different. We don't have to be specific, and it's okay if we want to change it up a little bit. We're also going to need a bowling ball. Normally, when you are at a bowling alley, you probably would have a bigger ball that they might have there for you already, but because we are home, you may not have that type of bowling ball, which is okay. Plus, if you're inside, you may not want to use a heavy ball like that just because we're inside and we have to be more careful. So you can go ahead and choose whatever ball size you want, but we just want to make sure it's a gentle ball. So as you can see here, I do have my water bottles. However, I did not have 10 water bottles, so I had to get a little creative, which you may have to do too. So I went into my garage and I was able to find 2 cans that I could use to act as the 2 leftover pins that I was going to need. So here we have to set it up in this formation so it makes a triangle. So you're going to line up 4 of the pins in the back, whatever bottles you chose to use. And then you'll put 3 of those pins in front of it, and then 2 pins in front of that, and then you're going to put 1 more in the front. So my family is very much into sports, so I was able to find a soccer ball in my garage. Like I said, you don't have to use the same ball as me. You can use a soccer ball if you have one, or if you want to use a tennis ball or maybe a basketball, you can use one of those too. Now you are going to stand next to where your pins are and you're going to take 5 steps away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, as you can see, my pins are over there and I'm a good distance away, so I can be fair and roll the ball from this far away. So now we are gently going to roll the ball. We want to make sure we don't throw it because we have to be safe when we're playing this game. So we are going to roll the ball towards the pins and see how many we can knock down. So as you saw, I was only able to get 1 pin down, but that's okay because with bowling, what's so fun about it is that you get 2 tries. So now I am going to roll the pin again and see if I can get any more of the pins down. Okay, so as you can see, this time I did a lot better with getting pins down. So total, now we are going to count how many pins you got down. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 4 pins down. So now I can add that and remember that I had 4 pins down. And now if you're playing with multiple people, you can go ahead and set your pins back up the same way it was set up in the beginning. And now it can be someone else's turn. When I was finished bowling, I set my pins back up and then it was someone else's turn because it's so important to have good sportsmanship when we are playing, so that way we can take turns and everyone gets to have fun and play. Remember, it's important to have good sportsmanship with this, so if you don't get as many pins down that you want to, it's okay because you still have 2 tries, and even if on the second try you don't get as many pins down as you wanted to, then it's okay because you get to go again once everyone else goes and you take turns. So make sure to cheer everyone on so we have good sportsmanship and that way we can all have fun when we're doing it. I hope you had a lot of fun with this. Remember, with bowling, it's okay. It's great because we can play it inside if we want on the rainy days, but on the nice days like today, we can play outside. So have a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Kinney video, and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye, guys.